All right, hey everybody, before we get into the show, I want to really quickly say welcome Yolanda Barton and Clubboy 1010, new subscribers on our YouTube channel. We're going to start out the show this week by just highlighting our top commenters of the week. First, we have Hillbilly Select Reviews saying, I love trying new beverages myself, my friend, and I love your explanation. We're not experts, we're fans, and we are learning as we go. Aren't we all? Anybody who says they're an expert, kind of take everything they say with a grain of salt. Clubboy 1010 came by to see if Pendleton was any good and worth trying. I appreciate the info on it. Depending on the expression, Pendleton has several different expressions. Some of them are a little bit pedestrian, a little bit mainstream. They're just kind of but they do have some other stuff, a little higher end, that is phenomenal. So just go off the beaten path. Don't get just the standard Pendleton. Get a little bit above, and you will be happy you spent that little bit of extra cash. Catwoman says, I drink alcohol strictly to catch a buzz. I definitely need this on the rocks. Please tell us what you recommend if this had too much of a bite. Now, I've heard for months that my favorite go-to was being discontinued by the distillery, because my standard go-to is Benchmark, and it's a $10 bourbon. And believe it or not, it tastes better than a lot of $30 and $40 bourbons. So I heard that Benchmark was starting to outsell some of their more expensive expressions, and that the distillery was a little irritated at that and canceled it. But I just found out today that Benchmark is back on the shelves. And I went and picked up 3 bottles because I never know when it's going to disappear again. But if you can get Benchmark, that's the one that I recommend if you want just a little bit smoother of a bite, but you don't want to spend a ton of cash. Benchmark is a bourbon that I highly recommend. Each of us all have our own. I'm sure that Gabe and Ed would recommend some kind of an Islay. I think Jeff likes his ryes, but that's my recommendation is Benchmark. So, anyways, on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. It's been a while since we've had the entire gang together.
We're putting the band back together.
But today we are doing the final test of the Redhead Barrels. I bought a Redhead Barrel months and months ago. We've been trying different variations of whiskey on it. This is the final one. This is our good friends down at Sandstone. This is their White Dog. And we put that in the Redhead Barrel for a couple months and to see what kind of aging we could get. It's a little light. I'm kind of a little worried. It's not virgin oak, because this is the like I said, the fourth time that we've used it.
So this is the same barrel that you used from the very beginning, correct?
Correct. So it's got all those different flavors.
All those flavors.
It's
generally a good thing, but
it makes it. Well, some of the flavors that weren't a good thing to mix, but
I'm just hoping it's not rust flavored.
Well, and so and the one thing we noticed is
tetanus.
if you notice, we're using the Nerds Drink Whiskey shot glasses instead of our lowball glasses, because this entire fifth of White Dog basically is 4 half shots. And these are smaller shot glasses. So we lost a lot in leakage, a lot in angel share, and all kinds of different stuff. So
whiskey weevils.
It's definitely that, and that's the problem with using these mini casks is you do end up with problems where you lose stuff. Our next experiment might be Ed has an idea where he's going to take a big jar, throw some oak. What is it? Charred oak.
Yeah. So I have some oak at home, and basically I'm going to cut off chunks. I'm going to char them up like you would do on the inside of a barrel that you would be aging your whiskey in. And a lot of people do this. It's a much cheaper way to do it, but the effects are the same. You drop that piece of charred oak into a mason jar filled with whiskey, and you just let it age. Go from there. I have a lot of oak, and I just need a few more mason jars, but those are cheap. So
yeah, and so
or the whiskey.
Yeah, so basically you got to keep it in a dark place so that sunlight isn't touching it, because there's no barrel to protect it from sunlight as it ages. But other than that, you should get better. I don't think you'll get near as much angel share, and definitely no leakage. So
didn't we try that with those flavor sticks?
We were going to, and we never got around to it. Yeah. So, but anyways, I think we should try this. This is Sandstone White Dog put in a Redhead Barrel mini cask for 2 months, I think. Let's give it a try. Dark Helmet, do your thing.
Ludicrous speed.
Very good mouthfeel. Really, kind of a decent initial taste. The finish is very smooth, but it's not very flavorful. I've had better finishes. What do you think, Gabe?
To tell you the truth, I was at first taste, I thought it was a little bit mellow, but at the same time, I mean, it's got that good flavor to it. But the problem is that it doesn't quite have as much, pop to it as I really wanted it to for a whiskey. It's kind of mellowed out a little bit sitting in that cask for that long. Other than that, the mouthfeel was actually quite pleasant. The finish was not harsh at all, really smooth going down. I thought it was quite enjoyable, but I agree with you. I think the flavor is lacking just a little bit.
Jeff?
Yeah. Well, obviously, so did you taste the White Dog before it went in the barrel?
I actually did not.
Okay, so we're not sure how different it is, because I know we've had the White Dog from them before, but it's been ages.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of flavor, and there isn't much here.
Yeah.
Mostly, I can tell it's liquor. It might be whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not all that interesting. It's probably better than the White Dog, but it's probably not worth wasting a bottle of White Dog on 2 shots of this stuff.
Right. Ed, what was your thoughts?
It burns. Jesus. No. Yeah, that barrel is used up. That barrel is not really giving anything to this anymore. It has a little odor. It's pleasant, slightly sweet taste. Not a lot of flavor. Not a depth of flavors. So, yeah.
And flavor, let's be... The depth of flavor is what you expect from a barrel.
It's the whole point.
So that's kind of the whole point of having the barrel. White Dog. The problem with White Dog is it has no depth because that's what being in the barrel. That's what the aging does to whiskey. Is it gives it that depth, gives it that flavor, gives it that complexity. It's just drunk juice before it goes in the barrel. So that's the problem with aging it yourself. Is it's a good experiment. It's good to play with. It's good to find out what works and what doesn't. But there's definitely elements of aging that you get with these mini casks. But there really is no replacement for time. There are some things that you just are not going to get without that time. So that's my thoughts. What am I hearing?
I think there's a blower or a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Maybe a thresher.
Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, I kind of agree with you on that. The funny thing is with doing the Redhead Barrels, it was it was an interesting idea at the beginning, but after doing it like 2-3 times, I agree. I think the idea is kind of used up at this point. You can only do it so much before it has served its purpose and it's done for.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got any final words to say?
Do you have any good stuff?
Well, we got this can
yes.
from Ed that we're going to be trying next week. Let's show this. Here we go.
Oh yes, the turpentine.
Looks
Yes.
like paint thinner.
Paint thinner. Now, it would help if Mark would put this the correct way.
I don't do anything the correct way. Do not learn the thing.
Mark, when does this air? This
So
episode?
this unknown,
Well-
but I know that this mint chip Stillhouse will air the week after this. So next week,
Yeah.
let's find out. Let's find out if this mint chip Stillhouse is as scary as the name and the container make us predict it. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, see you next week on Nerds Drink Whiskey for Mint Chip Stillhouse. Yay!